Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Out of our way!
Eat this!
Here goes!
Rising
Don't
Wiper!
mind if I do. Dance in the wind! I'm not so good with airborne targets. Dance in the wind!
Flying free!
Air
Why can't they just sit still?
Xiao, can you take care of them?
Pilsner set them done.
Finish it!
Dohalim!
Light Burst 4!
Radiant finish it! Back into the fray! Raging
Shattering
cascade!
pieces! Attack us!
Spread! Dance!
It's time!
Radiant air thrust!
Take this!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Finish it!
Dohalim!
Light Burst 4!
Radiant finish it! I need to be stronger.
Right, here goes!
Dance in the wind!
line!
Searing flames! I never miss! Raging cascade!
You're mine!
Airborne
It's
beam!
over!
My
Finish it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! We're in good form!
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Danan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
All right. There's nowhere to run from my heart.
When he slows down, that's our chance!
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Demon Fang!
Take this!
Pierce through! Swallow Blade!
Dance in the wind!
Brutal Torrent!
Raging Cascade!
You require a hand. In a vine?
I'm out of ammo! Dance in the wind!
Rising One!
Air thrust!
Long pain.
Dragon Form!
Take this!
Dance in the wind!
Prepare to be sealed!
Air thrust!
Take this!
Annihilation! You get the joke! Air thrust! Annihilation! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
You're mine!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Prepare to be sealed!
I'm not first!
Take this!
Sword Rain!
Raging Cascade!
Raining Slash!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
Raining Slash!
Raging Cascade!
Take this! No further!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course. There's history in the air here. I can smell it.
I don't smell anything.
Don't encourage him.
I still got a ways to go.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
I won't forgive you! Raging Cascade! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging Cascade!
Leave the charges to me.
Pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for you truly! Dance in the wind! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on and... Dance in the
Yes,
wind!
my lady?
Something you wanted to say? Raging Cascade! Radiant, up here! Fred! If it's in the sky, it's mine! Dance in the wind! Don't mind if I do!
I'll smash you.
Dance in the wind! Air!
Now we're not
Astral energy!
Say no more.
We can really make weapons with this?
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah, we...
Little help!
Rising Wyvern.
In a bind? I'm on it!
You're on.
Raging Cascade!
Eat this!
You're mine.
Dance in the wind! I'm all stuck
Got
up!
flyers.
Use the enemy's arc! Let me marksman handle it!
Milk and plate
Sure.
here!
Kizara frozen!
Hammer!
I'll heal you all! Dance in the wind! Nice, Claw!
Leave it all to
Raging
love!
Cascade! Hey, I'm here too, you know!
Well, someone seems in tip-top form. Nothing new about that.
I'm still as humble as ever.
Let the marksman handle this!
Soaring light spear.
Blah, blah, blah! Do it! Air thrust! Here I go! You get the gist!
We can really make weapons with this?
An opponent like this should be easy.
Dance in the wind!
I'm on it.
Air thrust! Raging Cascade!
You're finished.
Fred!
Prepare to be sealed. Soaring light spear.
Air thrust! Arc shield! Don't mind if I do! Do it!
Totally. In an instant. Impact block.
Now you see what I can do!
You're Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging Cascade! Raging Cascade!
Flash.
Do it!
Quite necessary when creating...
Right. Here we go.
Dance in the wind!
Just right.
Raging Cascade! One more! Dance in the wind! Raging Cascade!
Leave the chargers to me!
Lunar Corruption!
Rising Wyvern!
Air Thrust! Dance in the wind! Air Thrust!
Where are you going?
Raging Cascade! Kizara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out.
Come one, come all! Here I come!
Raging Cascade! Annihilation! Dance away! Alpin! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Should have messed with me.
Dance
In a bind.
Demon Fang! Double Demon
Dance in
Fang!
the wind! Healing Circle! Raging Cascade!
It's on! Burn in hell!
Oh, it's here! Not on my watch!
Talon Hurricane!
I'm out of ammo! Air Thrust!
Sonic Thrust!
Raging Cascade! Alpin! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Here, let me help.
Dance in the wind!
Armor won't save you.
Demon
Air
Fang!
Thrust! Back into the fray! Raging Cascade!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and probably to me. Can't get out of this.
Here! Dance in the wind! Here's the Air Thrust! Raging Cascade! Magic is out! Air Thrust! This one's mine! You can never miss!
Did you see?
Sure did. The part where you swung and missed, right?
Not that part.
This might be some decent equipment.
Anything that makes battles easier is okay by me.
No backing down.
Here I go! Far enough! I'm only getting started! Dance in the wind! Air Thrust! Raging Cascade! Raging Cascade!
Soaring Alpha!
Dance in the wind! Air Thrust! Do it! Theon, that astral energy! Full throttle!
Rising Wyvern!
Prepare to be sealed and fleet of foot. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Less talking, more doing!
Rob the pain.
Take this.
Mega Ray! Not on my watch! I'll heal you all! Go fight someone else! Raging Cascade! Healing Circle!
Carve through armor.
I owe you one.
Now
Did you just heal me?
Yes! I need you, remember? Air Thrust! Raging Cascade!
Finish this!
Alpin! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Well done!
Demon Fang!
Dance in the wind!
You picked the wrong fight!
Air Thrust! Do it! Raging Cascade!
The astral energy is surging around me.
How do you even know about all that astrally stuff?
Same way I know what you do in the middle of the night.
What? Are you serious?
Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
An opponent like this should be easy.
One more! Where are you going? Raging Cascade! Annihilation! Rage!
Demons descend! Flashing fang!
Yeah, I look pretty flashy out there.
So glad it met with your approval.
I wonder if we can use this.
Out of our way! Here goes! Not in your dreams!
First strike! No further!
Raging Cascade! Spread! Dance in the wind! Here! Air thrust!
Rollerblade!
Do it! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein. Air thrust!
yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to say?
Come and face me!
Mega Ray! Raging Cascade! Mega Ray! Spread!
Eat
Dance in the
dirt!
wind! Here, let me help. Air thrust! First aid!
Leave the charges for me! Carve! I'm on a roll now!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust!
My fists are crushing it out there!
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
Get lost! One more! Dance in the wind! Raging Cascade! Close one! Where are you going? Dance in the wind!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis! Lunar Crimson! Raging
Now or never!
Spread!
Can't get out of this!
Art expert coming through! Not on my watch! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging Cascade! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Rising water!
Air thrust! Raging Cascade! There! Dance in the wind! Do it, Dion! Astral energy! Full throttle!
The heavens must be smiling.
Go no further! Air thrust! Raging Cascade!
Leave the charges to me!
Denied! Dance in the wind!
I can
Air
carve
thrust!
through armor!
Raging Cascade! Do it! Open! Astral energy!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done!
Rain slash!
Spread! Well, we're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me. Kisara, Frozen!
Hammer!
I need to be stronger.
Man, I'm famished. No backing!
Say no more! Got it!
Well done! Here's a healing air thrust! Raging cascade!
Nothing gets by me!
Air
Hold
thrust!
nothing back!
Far enough! Who's next?
Air thrust! Raging storm!
Light burst forth!
Radiant genesis! Here's a healing arc! Dance in the wind!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno! You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Oh, this looks nice and tough.
Out of our way!
Armor won't save you!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging cascade!
Prepare to be sealed!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! I'm only getting started!
Too fast!
Stand back!
This one's mine!
I'll trip it up!
Do it! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Dance in the wind! Coming through! Don't mind if I do!
In a bind?
Healing circle!
What's this?
Do it! Astral energy!
Say no more! That astral energy was incredible!
I gave it everything I had! Forgive you! Raging cascade! Dance in the wind!
Rising
Air thrust! Raging cascade!
Leave the chargers to me!
Corruption! Air thrust!
Far enough!
Dance in the Sion! Astral energy! Full throttle! Dance in the wind! Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging cascade!
Our work is done here. Let's move.
I'm right behind you, Xion.
Little hell! Ready to go! Shining supernova!
Now or never.
Corruption! Air thrust!
I'll smash you!
This one's all mine! Not today!
Raging cascade!
Talon Hurricane!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging cascade!
Take this!
Dance in the wind! Air sealed! Not on my watch!
I'm just getting
Do it! Healing!
A victory for the ages.
Hi, Hoodle! If it's in the sky, it's mine!
Hurricane!
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Frozen!
Hammer!
Where are you going?
You're far enough!
Air thrust! Raging cascade! Reserve! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
We're in good form!
Air thrust! Raging cascade! Spread! Healing circle!
Why'd you heal me?
Raging
To stop you
cascade!
dying?
Ah, right.
10! It's over! Raging cascade! Spread!
You require a hand.
Radiant!
No further!
Pierce! Air thrust!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Dance in the wind! Air thrust! Raging cascade! Spread! Mega ray! Searing flame! Raging cascade! Spread! Not on my watch!
Do it! Law! I'll stop your movement!
And I'll stop your life!
A victory for the ages.
Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
Ugh.
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already. I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why?
He's tough.
Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the...
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you?
Denied!
Here.
Air thrust! Raging cascade!
Did you just hear me?
Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal.
Speed is unbelievable.
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Dance in the wind! Air flame! Reload!
I'm on it! Rising Wyvern!
Raging cascade! Breath!
Hey, that see that you don't get in trouble again.
Rising Wyvern!
Here.
Dance in the wind! Let me help! Far enough!
Enjoy.
Dance in the wind!
Burn!
Show me your strength.
It's weakened!
This ends now!
Dance in the wind! Healing air thrust!
I really owe you one.
I'm on Demon Peg!
Raging cascade! Annihilation!
Now or never.
Dragon Ball!
In a bind?
I'll heal you all!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides,
Hmm?
Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine, really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest.
Hey.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes, I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Dahnan to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain, but you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that.